a lot of people say, oh, just stream for fun. It's all that matters. Like, no, not really. Streaming is fun. Regardless, I'm having fun. Why would I not push for more viewers? Just run away with the tide.
Guys, welcome to Stream Key, our podcast where we talk about stream tips every week. This week is Supervid, our sponsored streamer. Welcome to the show, sir. Can you tell us quickly a little bit about your channel for those people who don't know what you stream, how you got started, that kind of stuff?
Okay, so I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I stream pretty much everything that comes out when it comes out, and I hope for the best, obviously.
Right.
The way I started off is actually pretty interesting. So I first started streaming on like a 2-year-old Alienware pre-built computer. So
Wow.
the only thing I could stream was Minecraft. And so I went from Minecraft to like streaming all those other types of sandboxy games.
Right.
And then I got a new computer and then started streaming more variety things.
Okay. What kind of stuff do you stream these days?
Lately it's been just all over the place with like The Sims. We played Fortnite last night. That was pretty fun.
Nice. I still have yet to try that, but everyone keeps talking about it, so I should probably try it sometime soon.
It's pretty fun, dude. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I like it.
Okay, so another question that I like to ask everybody who comes on the show: how did you get your username Supervid? Where did that come from?
Okay. So when I was like 10 years old, somewhere around 10 years old, I was like, YouTube was just starting to be a thing, and I really wanted to make YouTube videos.
Didn't we all?
So when it was time to make my username, I was like, dude, I should just combine the two things I like the most. And those things are Superman and video games. And then I just kind of smashed it together. And I've kept it ever since.
That is not what I expected to hear in that answer. And then
I've just been too lazy to come up with another one.
Right. Did you just use the one because you had to, or does that have any significance?
I just kind of added the one, like as time went on and time progressed. I was like, the one makes me look cooler, so I did.
Clearly it does. I think everyone would agree with that.
Super stylish right now.
That's awesome. Okay, so last kind of warm-up question here. What kind of motivates you on Twitch? Why do you keep streaming on Twitch? What do you love about it?
Well, the thing about Twitch is that you could literally do anything and have an audience of people that watches you. The thing that motivates me the most, I just like, hearing, Zach, you're helping me out, get through like a bad time, or I was really sad, but now I'm watching you and like my day's better. That's kind of what keeps me going, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
And my audience keeps me going.
So all about helping other people, kind of.
Yeah, because I went through a dark time when I was a teenager, and Twitch really helped me out with that. So I kind of want to just like return the favor,
Yeah, I think that's an experience that a lot of people have with Twitch for sure. I think you're not the only one to feel that. So cool. Yeah. That's a good primer on Supervid, guys. For anyone who doesn't know who he is, he has been sponsored with us for about 3 months now, I want to say.
Definitely longer than 3 months.
Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking you were last round. You were 2 rounds ago. So
yeah,
6-7 months or so?
I'd say around almost, like 6-7 months.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been a little while. He's a really funny guy. Make sure you go check out his channel after this stream. But today we're going to be talking about variety streaming because Supervid, as he said, is a variety streamer and he has some experience there. But specifically, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of variety streaming compared to solo game streaming or other types of streaming if they're out there. So specifically, just to kick things off, for anyone who doesn't know, what do we mean by variety streaming? Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so variety streaming is pretty much just kind of playing just a broad spectrum of games and genres. Like you're not tied down to, PUBG, Fortnite, League of Legends, and that's the only thing you stream.
Did you just say PUBG?
I did.
I have never heard anyone say that before.
Dude, I don't like saying PUBG. It makes me feel weird. I like just spelling it out. Whatever. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. All right. Does that make you happy, Green?
I just usually hear PUBG, not. I don't know. I never hear.
Nah, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Boys.
Anyway, not to take away from the. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Anyways, variety streaming is not interrupting me. No, but yeah, you're not tied down to one game or one genre.
Mm-hmm.
You're just all over the place. You play whatever you want, pretty much. And that's kind of where it leads into some pitfalls, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, for sure. Did you were you always a variety streamer, or were you at any point did you stream one game or two games, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've pretty much always been a variety streamer. Aside from the early days when I literally could physically not stream any other game besides Minecraft.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I've always been variety.